Hello friends, this is a Dolphin online data recovery training video section 6. And this video will show you how to get this data off the pension hard drives if the drives have firmware failures. Okay, let's watch the video.
How to get this data off the platters, how to recover data. So the second factor we talk about is the firmware factor. So many people don't understand what is firmware. Actually, it's very simple. You can consider it as one command factory. I ask you to do this one. I ask you to control the heads. I ask you to control the defects. Yeah. It's just like a set of commands telling the physical components how to do, what to do, and where to do. This is the firmware. So firmware can be divided into two parts. The first part, the service error on the platters. So firmware has two parts, remember, two parts. First part, the service error on the platters. The second part, that's the ROM contains in the ROM chip. This is why I told you, if you want to do data recovery, you must always carry your ROM chip. If the hard drive doesn't have ROM chip, what to do? I have told you to regenerate the ROM, original ROM contents. That's a must. So, what are in the service error on the platters? You can find functional modules, ID modules, defect modules, log modules, password modules, data recovery modules, etc. So these modules are usually stored on the platters. Sometimes, if you ask me how to remove a password, well, you find the password module and change it and write it. Then the password is gone. Anyway, within our tools, like our DFFRP tool, we have made it very simple. When you contact your hard drive with password, then it will detect the password. Ask you if you want to remove the password, you just click yes. Okay, yes. Then you remove it. It's very easy. But if you want to do it manually, then you find the password module and change it and write it, then you get a hard drive without password. That's it. So different modules have different functions and purposes. So these modules can work together, work in a scientific way to make sure the data of the hard drive is working normally, working correctly. If some of these modules are damaged, then the hard drive cannot work normally. The data is not accessed, or the hard drive is not recognized, or recognized wrongly. If the modules, because the commands are wrong. The hard drive have issued the wrong commands if the modules get damaged. No one knows what you want to do. So the hard drive are not working if the firmware modules are damaged. So this is the SA, the service error, the firmware modules on the platters. They have this kind of modules. How about for the ROM modules? They are also very important for data recovery. Yeah, when the ROM is missing, or when the PCB is not original, maybe the hard drive will be dead, or clinking, or not detected at all. At this time, you may need to find $1 hard drive, $PCB, and then regenerate the original ROM from the modules on the platters. because the ROM module, the ROM contents can be combined from the service area on the platters. So you can see the ROM contents and the SC, they are stored in different places. They may have backups. So you can combine them if the PCB doesn't have ROM chip. So this is the way. Remember, the ROM and SC, they must match together because these two parts work together to make the drive work. Another thing I want to SA means the service area, the firmware on the platters. The firmware modules on the platters, that's SA. It's very easy. So another thing about SA I want to mention is the data recovery modules. Each hard drive has its own data recovery modules. For such kind of data recovery modules, they must be original. You cannot edit it. You cannot change it. You cannot use the modules from other drives. I mean, these drives must be original. If they are not original, you need to regenerate the original from other modules. If users have our DFFRP, then you can see we have like regenerate module 3, regenerate module 11, regenerate the plist, regenerate tlist. Yeah, many data recovery modules. These can be regenerated. If you want to do data recovery, you must keep these modules original. Sometimes, if you have these data recovery modules from the drive, but there are other modules are damaged. Don't worry about this one. You can always find the long data recovery modules from dollar drives and write to your pension drive, and then write the data recovery modules of your pension drive. The data can be out as well. This is one very good method. So you must understand what are the data recovery modules for each brand of drive. For example, I give you one simple example for Seagate hard drives, like Seagate F3 hard drives. The data recovery mode is very simple. The plist, the module 3, and the module 2B, the translator. If you have these two, then you can write all other modules from the dollar drive and then write these two original. The data can be out too. So sometimes maybe you don't know which module is damaged. You have done all the commands to repair the Seagate hard drives, but the hard drive still fails to respond to you. Then you can use this method. It's very useful if you know what are the data recovery modules. So I have just mentioned about the SC and ROM must match. How do we know if the SC and ROM match? So you just need to find out the microcode of the SA and the microcode of the ROM. You can find out the microcode of the SA very easily from the module. This is about Western Digital hard drive. I use the Western Digital hard drive for example here. Module 11, Module 12, Module 13, Module 19. Yeah, these are micro mode modules. You can find the microcode here. And then from the ROM module, we can check the module 4F. There is the microcode. If these microcodes are not the same, it means the SA and ROM don't match. If these two don't match, your hard drive won't work properly. You must find SA with the same microcode of the ROM, or you must find one ROM with the same microcode with the SA. To make only this way, only if they match, the hard drive works properly. So please remember, the SA and ROM must match. So when we talk about firmware cases,